Hey there folks, and welcome back for another shaving video. And today we're going to use Sapone de Paolo, and it is whatever that is, arancione or something like that. It says organic sweet orange. The scent on this is really nice. It smells just like orange. Really nice if you're a citrus lover. Scent strength about 4.5, maybe a smidgen under medium to medium. Not overpowering by any stretch, but a really nice orange scent. The price on this, I can't recall, but it's definitely less than $4 an ounce. And today we're going to use a Super Speed that's been refurbished by Delta Echo. Beautiful. Fresh feather blade in there. And we're going to use Melania. Remember the other day when Melania had that blue outfit on during the inauguration? She looked very classy, beautiful. Well, that's Melania. Nice blue. It's wearing a nice blue handle. I wanted to use this again, just to see how I feel about the knot. There's a lot of backbone in this knot, so I want to check it out. Plus, Busta doesn't have one, if you remember, so we'll take another opportunity to taunt Busta with it. Speaking of Busta, while I load last night, he did a video or a live video in Razor and Brush. So if you're not in Razor and Brush and you want to see Busta, you can join, and Busta has been doing some live videos in there on Facebook. Anyway, he did crack on me for having trouble with with the boar brush yesterday, and rightly so. I mean, when you don't nail it, you don't nail it. But like I tell you folks, revisiting the puck is not a crime. If you have to revisit the puck, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Anyway, he did the Marco method where he, swirls the brush like 100 times with water. I'm not doing that. I'm not swirling the brush 100 times. But anyway, let's see how we do today with, it looks like there's suds coming out of the container on this. Let's see how we do today with this Sapone de Paolo. I really like their containers and just their overall presentation. It's quite nice. All right, let's set that aside. Wet the face and get going. Stay tuned. All right, so let's see how we do today with Melania. And this, I can tell you that it feels a little better today because I actually have more water in the knot. Boy, I got lather going all over the place. Anyway, it feels better today than it did the first day I used it. So I had it a little on the dry side. With a little water, it does play easier. More water, I should say. Anyway, it's feeling nice. I want to talk a little bit about lather, and because a gentleman named Frederick asked me, he said he's been lathering for some time and he doesn't know if he has a good lather or not. And so I wanted to answer Frederick's question. And the first thing that I would tell you is, or actually, the first question that I would put to you is, looking like Busta here, check that out. How has your shaves been going? Have you been enjoying your shaves? Have your shaves been close, clean, comfortable? If the answer to that question is yes, on all counts, then you don't need to worry about how your lather looks. All right, so if the end result is what you want it to be, then why worry about it? All right, and I realize that will cut against some conventional wisdom where the lather has to have certain properties. And we'll talk about that in a minute while we get started here. That feels nice. Anyway, how are your shaves going? Frederick, if the shaves are going really well, don't worry about it. Continue to do what you're doing. And that's the case with anything in this hobby. If you're doing something wildly unconventional and the results are very nice, you're having a clean, comfortable, smooth shave that's enjoyable, don't worry about it if it's different from everyone else. This is not a one-size-fits-all hobby. The type of lather that I make for myself may be vastly different from what you do. And the ultimate test for a lather is, how does it shave, right? So if your lather is feeling really nice during the shave, if the result has been very good, don't worry about it. Don't worry about the way it looks. Now, if you're in some of the groups, you may have people say, oh, that's a crappy lather, but if it's working, what does it matter? And we will come back and talk a little bit about lather in just a second, and the properties and the rest, but that's the first thing I wanted to tell you, Frederick, about lather. Stand by, we'll come back for pass 2. All right, I'm back for pass 2. So Frederick, on the properties of lather, it should obviously be slick to the touch. When you put it between your fingers, you should be able to feel it nice and smooth. Your fingers should just glide, or your hands if you rub them together like this. Typically what people like is a lather that while you're looking at it should have a little sheen on it, meaning a reflection of light. It should take on sort of a Cool Whip type of look, but it should have a shininess to it. And again, when you're shaving, that razor should glide across your face with little to no resistance, all right? That's the purpose of the lather, to allow that razor to glide nicely without cutting your skin or skipping over your skin. You want it to be nice and slick, so it should be nice and slick to the touch. It should not be dry. If you're using your razor and you start to get skipping or drag, it's too dry, most likely. Visually, like I said, if you have a lot of large bubbles in it, that's usually not a good thing. Big bubbles are usually big troubles when it comes to leather. So I'm fond of saying no bubbles, no troubles. But overall, you just want to feel that lather. Is it slick between your fingers? Is there a little bit of cushion there? Meaning a little bit of protection. You know, your fingers are rubbing together, but does it feel like there's something in between it that's not too thick, but still allows it allows the razor to actually do its work? And maybe we will do some lathering one day and look at. But it's hard to capture a good lather on my phone here, just because the way the light is. You can't really see that sheen that we talk about, or that shininess to the lather. So it's really hard to capture. But I can tell you, like today's lather, it's just fine for me. That's the other thing I want to get back to. The only standard for lather should be what brings about a great shave for you. So, if other people say, oh, your lather is crappy, and it's working perfectly for you, you're getting beautiful shaves day in, day out, let that be your measuring stick. How are your shaves going? Like I said in pass 1, concern yourself less with how it looks and more with how it feels, how the razor is able to glide. If it's drying up during the shave, then you don't have enough water in it. But it sounds like if you haven't had any problem, Frederick, your lather may be just fine. If you're concerned about it, sit down, like when you're watching TV, and just make lather and feel it, look at it, and see what you think. Stand by, we'll come back for pass 3. All right, so back for pass 3. Some folks like their lather a little on the wet side, like Buster, where he has it dripping all over the place, it's running down his neck. Some people don't like it that way. I tend to have mine sort of medium. There's moisture in it, but it's not too wet. I don't like it running. You really have to decide what lather works best for you. And I gotta say, Melania, now that I'm using it the second time, I'm really starting to like it. I don't think I had enough moisture or water in the knot to allow it to splay the first shave, but it's feeling really good today. And it's beautiful, just like Melania. All right. So as you can see here, Frederick, not a lot of gaps there. You know, it covers your face. I mean, that's obvious. If you have gaps all in it, it's probably not a great leather. I'm probably leaving things out. But again, I can't emphasize this enough for all of you folks who are watching, including new folks. You be the judge of your leather. Go back and watch my video about only you can judge your experience. You have to decide. There are certain rules, so to speak, or techniques that have been passed down, but ultimately you can do whatever the heck you want as long as it works. So I'm a big advocate of you doing what you enjoy. Now, there are times where certain techniques, there are techniques that I don't personally agree with that I will talk about, and I may not recommend it, but if you use it and you're having great success with it, then use it. I am not, you know, the authority on wet shaving. No one is. You're the authority on the wet shaving when it comes down to it. And nothing could be more true than that. And you will develop your technique and what you like over time. As you get time and experience under your belt, you will then determine the type of leather that really works best for you. And it may be something dramatically different from me. It may be a really wet lather like Busta when he does that Marco method. Interesting note about the Marco method, and this is no knock on Marco, who I think is a beautiful guy. I don't know him. I've never talked to him, but by all accounts, great guy. Zach Plavridis of Razor and Brush wrote a piece on bore brushes and talked about the Marco method before the Marco method was ever called the Marco method. All right, so this got labeled Busta's method, which is a very wet method, as the Marco method, but Zach had actually written about it long before Marco did. So maybe it's the Zach method. Now, Zach doesn't want credit for that, doesn't care, but he was just like, what? It's interesting. It's called the Marco method because Marco didn't invent the method. He just popularized the method, I guess. So either way, Busta really likes that method. You can check out his method and see how you like it. It's not for me. It gets, for me, too much water in there. I don't care for it. But if it works for you, go for it. All right, let's rinse face. We'll come back to the post. Stay tuned. All right, and then comes the magic, because it's made by Witch's Thayers. And this one is the cucumber with aloe. This is alcohol-free. This is my personal favorite. I just love this stuff. It's got a nice neutral scent. It feels great on the face. And for whatever reason, the Thayers cucumber, or the ones, you know, with I don't know what the difference is, but just the regular one that doesn't have the cucumber or peach, it doesn't feel as slick when you're putting it on. It doesn't have the same consistency, and I'm not sure why, but shoot, I'm going to go for another round because I love this stuff. Anyway, I really love this stuff. Okay, quick review of our equipment. Eyelash or something while we are letting that set for just a second. Sapone de Paula, orange. Very, very nice. I love the scent. It worked quite well, so I had a nice go with that. Gillette Gillette Super Speed with Delta Echo treatment. Excellent. And of course, Melania, the Wolf Whiskers Black Wolf, which Busta doesn't have. Busta, sorry about your luck, sucker. Anyway, I was going to stop taunting Busta because I started feeling sorry for him, but Once you cracked on me for my lather yesterday, it's back on. Best of. Okay. Today we're going to use Beaver Woodwright Captain's Reserve, and I think this was made special for Shave Revolution. I miss Shave Revolution. That was a really great store. Justin was a great guy. This is now Black Chef Grooming, by the way. Really nice cork in the bottle here. Restrictor. This smells like Creed Aventus, which is a really nice fragrance. Nice. I like that a lot. And folks, we'll be off for a wonderful day today. I hope you folks have a wonderful day. Again, I won't be posting this till the afternoon because I don't have time in the morning. But by the time you see this, whether it's Tuesday morning or Monday evening, I hope you have enjoyed your day, or I hope you have a great day. Till next time, let's make America shave again.